Mark, a 3-0 defeat here in Dingwall. Sum up your disappointment after those 90 minutes.
I think we were very poor. I thought we were well beaten. At times we flattered a little bit, in front areas and almost, created, but never really created anything clear, never were clinical enough. Defensively we were diabolical. I thought that, we struggled throughout to contain them. We hung on. We were lacking in all areas, so it was a hugely disappointing performance and obviously a disappointing result. But, I've said it, it's part of a learning process for me. We were almost forced to play the way we played with the two wingers because of the absence of Lasley and Joe Chalmers even and Hamill and McManus, so there were certain things we couldn't do anything about today, but I think the ones that did play could do a lot better, so I was disappointed in that respect. You
preempted my second question with McManus, Hamill, Chalmers, Lasley and Fletcher unavailable. It's going to be difficult. It's not making excuses, but it's going to be difficult for any side to cope with that.
Well, I think we're not talking about Fletcher or even Chalmers to a degree, because he played last week and we lost. But I think Steve McManus is a big loss because the two young boys need someone like him alongside them. I think that Lasley's a loss in the sense that it doesn't give me the option to play with three in midfield. We have to play with the two wide players, which leaves you a little bit loose in the middle of the park. And makes it difficult for the two boys in the middle of the park. But, I just thought overall we were all poor today. I think there was very few of us come out with much credit. I think the goalkeeper did well. I thought that Marvin playing left back did as well as he could. I thought Pearson did okay, and I thought Scott McDonald and Moat battled their corner. But I thought the rest, were pretty disappointing.
Your team missed chances at vital times in the game. I remember a couple of balls getting flashed across goal. Grimshaw getting one-on-one at the goalkeeper with about 10 minutes to go and playing it off him. I suppose at this level as well, when the chances come along, particularly at crucial times, you have to take them, and that's probably one of the big main differences today.
Yeah, taking chances is one thing, and creating those chances and maybe taking one of them is one thing. But I think you've got to be more realistic than that and look at the bigger picture and see, even if we'd even with taking one of those chances and, let's say by some miracle we'd taken two of those chances and the game had been the same, which it could have easily been, you drew the game 2 each, you'd still be looking at it and think that there was huge amounts of areas of the park where we were very, very disappointing. So, it doesn't really matter that we made chances and we didn't take them. It's not about that. It's about the general performance, and the general performance was really, really poor.
Probably goes without saying as well. I know you've probably not had a chance to look at them back again, but even the way you lost the goals as well will be a particular disappointment because probably all three could have been stopped at one point or another leading up to goal.
Well, they could have been, they should have been. The first one, I think, Kieran's in his back foot. He should probably clear it in the middle of the park here before it goes out wide. Josh gets turned here. We've spoken about this in the dressing room. These are basic errors that are costing us dear, but they're basic errors that we can't afford. They've got to improve, and I've said to them, the thing about it is, if we look at that and we look at their performance, the most important thing is that we look to improve. So we've got to go back now. We've got to roll up our sleeves, and on Monday morning we're training, we're working, and Louis and Kieran have got to be out there trying to become better centre halves than they showed they were today.
You mentioned the three experienced players that are missing. Is there any hope for the fans that the lads might be available for next week against Hearts?
Well, I think they'll all be available. I think they were close today, but we wanted to give them that bit extra another week. So they've trained today. They'll do a bit tomorrow. They'll play in the under-20s game on most of them will on Tuesday to get that little bit of a game before next Saturday. So they should all be available, given that there's no setbacks between now and then. And obviously that will give me more options in the shape. It'll give me more options in the personnel, and it'll give those in the park a little bit of help with the experience that those guys will bring.
Mark, thanks.